Morning, everyone. This is your isolation meditation for Tuesday, May 19th. I'm Pastor Tim Gauger, Christ our Savior Lutheran Church, and we're joined by another former vicar of the congregation, Pastor Bart Brauer, the very first vicar of the congregation. And if I got my dates right, Bart, maybe you remember, I got down 1997, 1998.
Yes,
right?
that is right.
Hard to believe that we were both old enough to do that back then, but we were. So, Pastor Brauer, welcome. And maybe if you could, maybe tell the congregation where you serve now and maybe some stops along the way to get from Rockford to where you are now.
Well, I vicared, like you had said, at Christ our Savior 23 years ago. I think when I vicared there, you were about 12 years younger than I am now. I think that's how it
was. You learned absolutely nothing. I realized I have to do this to apologize to everybody.
It was a very good year. A lot of things I learned, I still carry on into the ministry today. I was very thankful for being there that year. After I finished there, I went back to the Salmon, and then I was a tutor up at Martin Luther College. I served there for 2 years doing some teaching, coaching, and then I actually was assigned right back to Michigan in 2001, and was at Holy Trinity down in Wyoming for about 4 years, and then started the Mission Church down in Caledonia. I was there for about 9 to 10 years. And then 5 to 6 years ago, I took a call down to Arizona. So now I live in Phoenix, and I'm pastor at Emmanuel in Tempe, Arizona.
And what's that congregation like? You know, a big church, little church?
It'd be a big church, so about 900 members, about 700 communicants, about 400 to 500 people attend a week. And we have a school here with about 120 to 30 students, preschool through 8th grade. So it's been here about 60 years or so. And one of the pastors here is semi-retired, has been here since like 1968. So he's been here for over 50 years. And he's still
very good.
As a pastor here.
And how's COVID-19, how is that affecting your ministry out there in Arizona?
We just had an elders meeting, and I brought back one of the notes on the pastor's agenda from 2 months ago, and it was a comment from a member. Has your church thought about taking any steps in reaction to COVID? So I had the elders look at that last week just for nostalgia's sake, because of course everything blew up after that, a week or two later. And as everybody else did, we went online. We've been doing all online Bible study and church services. We know it is, we have had members who have known people who've died from it. So we do have people who are very sensitive to it. We do have a member or two who's gotten ill from it, thankfully has gotten better, but they do know some of their friends have died. So, we do take it seriously because it has affected people here.
Mm-hmm. All right, here's a little bit different question. A meal that you make that your family really likes.
We love to grill salmon.
So you're a good griller of salmon.
I like to grill salmon, yes.
Yeah. What do you put on it?
Usually a lot of butter.
Oh, man.
Yeah, some butter and some dill. That's the key.
Oh,
butter and
dill is the key. Fresh dill, or?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, it sounds good. We like grilled salmon too. I'll have to remember.
And it goes back to some Michigan days too, with getting fish out of the lake.
Yes. Let's see here. How's the family? Maybe update us on the family. Because when you were a single man.
My wife's name is Erica. My wife's name is Erica. I met her when I was tutoring up at MLC. And actually, we got married by Pastor Gauger in Wisconsin. He did the wedding. It was a really neat thing that we could do together. And then, so we have 7 kids now. And my oldest son is actually graduating from high school this week.
Oh.
He's graduating from Arizona Lutheran Academy. and he plans to go to Arizona State in engineering. He's a very good math and engineering student. And then I have two other girls in high school. My oldest son is Hans, and then Elena and Elsa are a sophomore and freshman in high school. And I have a sixth grade girl, Eva, and then a second grade boy, Hobie, and a 5-year-old boy named Henrik, and a 2-year-old girl named Adel. She just had her second birthday a couple weeks ago.
Ah, wonderful.
We have a very lively house, and the COVID thing has affected us there too, because there's 5 kids doing school, at home every week now. Very busy for my wife.
Yeah, is Hans, is his graduation a virtual online one, or is he actually going to get to walk? Or
they plan to do one outside on a football field.
Oh, good. You
He'll
said
be
that sometime
speaking.
this week.
Yes.
Good. Well, congratulations there, old. You have a kid graduating from high school.
Yes.
It's very hard to believe.
When I was in Michigan, I babysat for Lindsay.
Yep.
Think about that. Yeah. Sam was born right after I left.
Right after you left. Yep. Mm-hmm. Here's another question for you. Favorite sports team?
I probably still would say the Packers, just because I grew up in Wisconsin. That's just so much a part of the culture. And my kids follow the Packers, not because I'm a rabid fan, but they still do.
I was going to say, what? Your kids follow them? They're not Cardinal fans? Or, well, Hans will be a Sun Devil fan. That's good.
When we were in Michigan and I would watch Packer games, during Packer games, that was the time when they got potato chips. So they really like to watch the Packers, and I guess it has continued to this day.
Okay, you bribed them. Maybe another kind of a wrap up question a little bit. What something that's been in your prayers lately?
I think I would say a lot of patience with our government, to tell you the truth, because I think that when I've been encouraging prayers through our congregational services for our government leaders as they make a lot of decisions, it is not easy to be in positions of responsibility. And I think that people are patient with them and understand what they're trying to do. I mean, we have the right to vocalize what we want to vocalize as citizens, but as Christians, also being respectful of our government, I think, is very important. I notice too, I do pray a lot for the young people in our churches, teens, 20s. My observation has been that, the old adage was always, well, they'll kind of stray and then they'll come back. But my concern is a lot of those people aren't coming back, as they're getting out of college or getting married. So I think really trying to keep those people connected to just worship, keep them connected to worship is a big thing. So those have been a couple of things I think that I've been trying to emphasize.
Yeah, we certainly join you in those prayers, and we keep Emmanuel congregation and your family and your ministry in our prayers too. It was just terrific to connect with you, Bart. So
I still do, when I say prayers each weekend for church and what's going to happen at church, and I still do say prayers for the churches I served at, the pastors I served with, the people who are there. So I try to keep those places in mind to where I've been and where I've served, and that God continues to bless, the gospel ministry in those places too.
Well, everyone, this is Pastor Bart Brauer from Emmanuel Lutheran in Tempe, Arizona. We're very grateful for his time and visiting with us. So Lord's blessings, Bart.
Thank you. You too.